Hey, I want to talk to you about what I think is the most important word in music and running a record label and being an independent musician, being a creative. Honestly, I think it literally is the most important word. It's a word that at times, I think it's gone now, but at times I had written out on a piece of paper and just stuck next to my desk in my studio because it's just so important for me to see all the time. That word is interesting. Interesting is the most important word. Being a creative, being a musician. What do I mean by interesting? I think it's important that when we are releasing music or we are creating music or writing lyrics or whatever it is that we're doing, that we aim to be interesting. The reason being is that there are like 60,000 songs uploaded to Spotify every day. I think that's the new number. That's insane. But there's this problem is that if we want people to listen to us, we have to do something new, something unique, something interesting. Maybe we don't want people to listen to us. Maybe you're just going to record music that is something that people have heard all for the past 100 years. I guess that's fine. But the problem is it's not really being a creative because it's not really creating anything. You know what I mean? It's more like cosplay. Like you're just recreating something that's already been created, and therefore it's not interesting. I think that the artists and the songs that make it onto the top 100 lists or top 50 lists is because they're doing something really unique and interesting. Now, hold up. I'm not necessarily saying that to be unique and to be interesting, you have to do something necessarily sonically different or even with your lyrics. What if you actually made a record that sounded pretty traditional and pretty normal, but your story was interesting, or you as an individual are interesting? Maybe you're a marginalized individual, or maybe you've overcome something huge. And maybe you're someone who's really special, really unique, and that's what's interesting. What's really important if you're a record label or if you're a DIY artist and you are trying to pitch yourself, pitch your new project, what makes this project interesting? This is a question you need to ask yourself. Ideally before you make it, but in the creation process is great. But even in the promotional process, we need to ask ourselves, why is someone going to open this email? Why is someone going to click on this stream and listen to it? And even if they do click on it and listen to it, which a lot of people will, why are they going to keep playing and listen to the next track and the next track? What about this makes it so interesting? Are you using a combination of instruments that have never been used before? Is the artwork and the packaging of the vinyl or the tape or the CD really compelling, really beautiful? Is the production, just the sound is out of this world? It's just very interesting. As an artist, as a record label, one of the things I try to aim to do, and it's kind of a egotistical thing, but it helps me set this bar, is what I try to do is when I'm making something new, I try to imagine an artist who's in my friend circle that I admire and I respect. I want them to hear it or to see this project and to say, wow, how did he do that? I don't understand how he did that. And I feel like that bar that I kind of set in my own mind of trying to get my friends or my peers to say, how did he do that, is really important for me because I want to create a sound or create a project that stops the scroll. You know, when people are in social media, they just see album cover, Black Friday sale over and over. They say the same things over and over. I want to create something that stops people dead in their tracks and go, whoa, I didn't know that you could do that. That's amazing. That's incredible. How did they do that? This is something as an artist that is blowing me away. I don't understand how they did that. This is what I kind of aim for. And I think it's really important that we as artists, as creatives, as record labels, that we aim to create something that is interesting, that blows people away, that stops people in their tracks. Otherwise, they're going to ignore it. So if you are in a situation where you're saying, why are people ignoring my releases? Why are people not paying attention to my music? Well, maybe it's not interesting. Maybe there's something about it there's just nothing about it. And that can be a problem. And I understand it's difficult to say, to find something interesting about yourself or about your music after it's already been made, or if you're a record label promoting a record, it's hard to find a story within there. And sometimes we create stories in the bio that are fabricated or performative and they don't feel right. I understand that. I know that's difficult. But just expect that maybe this release is going to get ignored, or maybe it's going to be extra difficult to cut through the noise. I know this is tough. This is tough to hear. And honestly, I've kind of finished projects and got them to this stage of promoting it and releasing it and realizing there's nothing in here that is really overly interesting when I compare it to the 60,000 or 59,999 songs that are being released. And that's defeating. It's really tough, but it's something we should strive for. And so if you're in the creation process, if you're signing a new band to your label, look for people and artists who are interesting, who are making interesting art. That's the most important word in the music industry for me, is interesting.